Jen, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for having
Oh,
me.
you're welcome. I'm very excited to talk to you today, and I'm very excited to see you in your workshop at the photo show in Christchurch in August. But today's conversation is to find out a little bit more about you, your beautiful work, which some of us have seen. So do tell us a little bit about yourself and what lights you up.
Yeah. I am a photographer originally from France. I've been based in Auckland, New Zealand for 17 years now, almost 18. So it's been a while. I mean, in between here and France, I'm trying to share my life as much as possible. My photographic work sits between conceptual work that is more personal, and then I work on film sets. So I'm a stills photographer, and I do portraiture and documentary work. My background back in France was a bit more editorial and documentary based, and yeah, it just has kind of changed a little bit since I'm in New Zealand.
Nice. It sounds like you've had a very diverse career and lots of different inspiration along the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I just had, I guess my career adapted to where, my locations really.
Nice. So what do you find most inspiring at the moment?
I mean, at the moment, in terms of my work,
Yeah.
I would say that definitely what I'm working on a more fine art, conceptual type of work, really. So,
Yeah.
and this is what I want to share,
Oh,
at the conference,
yes.
because this is, yeah, very much
Yeah.
what my main focus right now.
Nice. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? What are you going to share when you're with us?
I'm going to share a series of portraits, and I would say more staged imagery
Mm-hmm.
that I've been focusing on this past few years. And the whole idea is to capture something more in a more psychological space. So portraying people, but try to capture something a little bit more, something deeper or a bit less visible. I'm not saying that I'm succeeding, but this is what I'm trying to explore and experiment in my photographic work.
Wonderful. That sounds very exciting. So when you talk about the unseen, there's a lot in that. I guess what themes are you drawn to?
I feel like the idea for me is to kind of dive into a more, so as I said, like psychological, trying to illustrate what's happening in people's psyche, or
Yeah.
so I'm trying to talk about what's happening in their mind, and the idea of recreating some sort of representation of that psyche. So staging it's I work in studio, or I use some type of landscapes to kind of represent that, and of course I just use all sorts of kind of manipulations, filters, glass filters. I will talk more about this through the presentation, but to create kind of a more different, imaginative dreamland world.
Wow. That sounds incredibly conceptual. It sounds amazing.
Thank you, thank you. I mean,
Can I?
the whole idea is really um, to be very playful. I think I'm having a lot of pleasure in my practice on creating everything while I'm capturing the images. And this is the fun part for me. It's really
Yeah.
to make it happen during the capturing moment, and not so much in the post-production part
Right.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. It sounds very exploratory as well. Like it's not rigid in terms of technique. You get to play quite a lot.
Absolutely. You get to play, and there's a lot of great surprises
Happy accidents.
playing,
Yeah, that's awesome. What's shaped you most as an artist in this fine art personal work line?
Uh, I guess through I consume a lot of art, I go to exhibition. I grew up in France, and I lived and studied in Paris for many years. So I've been exposed to a lot of art, and this is something that I found very nourishing. But
Mm,
in terms of the direction of my work, I feel like for years I was portraying people, and what I found interested in the practice was really to try to capture something more personal, something that's kind of appear when you remove all the masks, all the persona
yeah,
that you socially kind of carry. And uh, and I- and I feel like for me, there was tr- it's always been like a very important aspect, to try to capture them when people let go, and when they start opening up, or feeling a
mm,
little bit more free, comfortable, feeling themselves. Um, and then the more I kind of explore that through the way I portrait people, I just realized that I was more interested to try to capture something even deeper than that, something that was happening in their mind, and so that's why I was just okay. Let's try to basically kind of illustrate, find a way to illustrate more deeper emotion, more internal world, and of course. When I start diving into that, I encounter Carl Jung, and more like dived into that more metaphysical kind of um, realm.
yeah.
And yeah, that's how I kept exploring something slightly less obvious, basically.
Yeah. There are so many layers to that. I love that. And I can definitely, from the work I've seen of yours, can like there's such a clear correlation between your inspiration, what you're wanting to explore, and how you convey that. And it's just absolutely moving. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I've got one more question for you. What do
Yes.
you think photography has taught you about seeing, or about your life?
Oh, that's a big question.
Yeah, I know. Of everything, if you could pick one thing, or what comes to mind?
Well, I think for me, before anything, photography is something that invites you to be really present, to be in the moment. I found like when I am working, and I'm someone that is quite, anxious. And when I'm working, as soon as I have my camera and I'm in the zone, I find it's quite meditative.
Oh,
So it
yeah.
feels like it's quite a soothing practice. It invites you to observe, and observe on a much deeper level than just the way we do it, in general. I think it's inviting to contemplation, observation, and of course, an appreciation of things. So it is definitely a practice that bring this into my life. So I'm very grateful I found this. It's one of them at least.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh. It's just such a pleasure talking to you. Your passion is palpable. I can see it, I can feel it, I can hear it, and I am very excited to see your workshop in Christchurch. If
thank
anyone is
you so
interested in
much.
joining us for the New Zealand Photography Show, do go to the www.nzphotoshow.org.nz. And where can people find you online, Jen?
They can find me on my website, jenraoult.com. And then, of course, I have an Instagram. The Instagram is jenraoult underscore clair obscur.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to meet you in person. You have a wonderful day and thank you for chatting with me.
Me too. Thank you so much. See you
You're
in
welcome.
August.
Yes.